Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today I'm going to be doing another Crafter Square DIY crochet kit from the Dollar Tree. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in, and for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, I have another viewer request. And it's a Crafter Square DIY crochet kit from the Dollar Tree. I cannot find these keychains, you guys, so I had a viewer kindly send me the images of instructions so that I can do this for you guys today. If there's anything that you would like for me to do, please go to my About section in my channel, and it has my email address, and you can email me any of your instructions that you would like me to create a video for to help you guys out in creating these items yourself. So let's get right into this. We're going to be doing the whale today, as you see here. It's a super cute little whale. Obviously I don't have the materials that came in the kit, so I'm going to be using the materials that I already have, but I do have from previous kits. I do have the safety pin, I have the plastic needle, and then I have the crochet hook, and I do have my own stuffing. I do have my own embroidery floss. It's just black yarn, and I split apart the threads in it. And then I don't have the keychain connection. And then I do have my own yarn. So I do have pink. So I'll be using pink today. But I can't find my white. I don't know where I put it. So I have gray. So we're going to have a gray and pink whale in this video. I am going to be doing a lefty video, so check that out later for lefties. Also, for the instructions, if you need me to slow down or speed up in this video, go click on the gear button. It should be at the corner of your screen somewhere. When you click on that, there's going to be a playback option, and you can do slow down or speed up as much as you need it to. And then also, if you're more of a visual person and don't need to hear me speak, you can always click on the CC button for closed captioning and then lower the volume on your phone. Okay, so let's get it started here. So we have part 1, and it shows you the materials that it's coming with, and this is what I just showed you with what I have. Part 2 is the abbreviations, which are universal. And then part 3 tells you how to read the instructions. And I'm just going to walk through them with you guys today, so you don't have to really finagle with that. And then part 4 is going to dive into the instructions. And as in all these kits, they're great, but they're not, because they don't tell you or show you exactly how to do some of these stitches and how they got from, like, you know, round 1, round 2 maybe, you know. So I'm going to be doing that for you guys today. Starting with the body, we're going to do round 1, working into a magic ring, 6 single crochet stitches, and end up with 6 stitches. So what we're going to do is get yourself some pink yarn, and assuming it's pink yarn because it's showing pink in the illustrations, it probably should say it up here. But to do a magic ring, you're going to grab this, you know, yarn here. We're going to wrap it around your finger about twice, and you're going to have this little overage. You're going to take your middle finger and just hold it down, and you're going to hold your finger bottom side up. Now I'm going to take my hook, and I'm going to slip it underneath these 3 strands. I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm going to take this strand and drag it underneath these 2. So let that hook grab it, drag it underneath the 2 strands there. So now we have to close off this magic ring. So how do you do that is you yarn over, and then we're going to drag this yarn over through this loop, and we've closed our magic ring. We can let go of our middle finger. We can slip this off of the ring, and then we can start our stitches. So let me grab some yarn here. Okay, so for every round we have to chain 1 just to get that height up for the round. So we're going to yarn over and then pull through that loop. So we have 1 chain. Then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches into this magic ring. And how you do that is you stick your hook into the magic ring. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. So now we have a single crochet stitch. Just got to do this 5 more times into the magic ring. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, 4 more times into the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 stitches. I'm going to do this 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we have our 6 stitches onto our magic ring. Now it's magic because it goes from being an open hole to a closed hole, and I'll show you how to do that. So kind of lightly gripping the stitches at the bottom end of here. Just hold that with your thumb and your index finger. What I'm going to do, okay, if this gets in the way, you can always hold it with your middle. Just hold it back there to get out of the way. I'm going to pull this excess piece here, and I'm going to watch which one of these loops goes in first. So pull slowly. Okay, so this back one here is going in first. So what we have to do is pull this end of this back loop out so that the front one can disappear. And this will ensure that you have a nice clean pull when you pull these specific strands out one at a time. Don't do it all at once because it might bunch and then it's just not going to look nice. So keep pulling that bottom end out until that front loop is entirely gone. See, it's pulling in there and disappearing, and that magic ring is getting smaller. So now that that front loop is gone, we have this back loop to deal with. So now you can go and grab your excess piece and pull that one in until your back loop is gone as well. And then obviously the hole that you had is no more. So now that we did that, we have to do a slip stitch. So we're going to count back 6 stitches from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to put your hook into the 6th stitch like that. Then we're going to do a slip stitch. So you want to yarn over and pull through everything on your hook, and that's basically a slip stitch like that. And once we have closed our round, you see how nice and perfect that is? Or first time users, it might not be perfect, but if you follow the instructions to a T, it may look wonky, but at least you did the instructions right. We're going to slip this safety pin into the front and back loops of this last stitch to mark off where we have our last stitch. Close it, and then we can do round 2. Okay, so for round 2, we have to chain 1 and do 6 increasing stitches and end up with 12 stitches. So I'm going to show you guys how to do an increasing stitch. I'm just going to grab a bunch of yarn here. Okay, so what you have to do is we are going to chain 1 like we always do, yarn over, pull through the loop. Then we're going to do 6 increasing stitches. So you stick your hook into the stitch, next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now an increasing stitch is when we use that same stitch we just put our hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we basically put 2 single crochet stitches into 1 stitch, and we're going to do this all the way around. So into the next stitch, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then the third increasing stitch, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, into that same stitch, put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now we just have to do this 3 more times. So 1, 2, and into the last stitch we're going to remove this marker. Okay, and 1 more increasing stitch. Okay, now we're going to count back 12 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to do a slip stitch, so put your hook into that 12 stitch, yarn over, and we're going to pull through everything like that. Then you're going to take your safety pin, put it through front and back loops of your last stitch you made, close it, and we're going to move on to the next round, which is round 3. We have chain 1, and then we have a single crochet stitch and an increasing stitch 6 times to make 18 stitches. So yarn over, chain 1, then we're going to do a single crochet stitch. Okay, then we're going to do an increasing stitch. Okay, then we're going to do a single crochet stitch, then an increasing stitch, then a single crochet stitch, then an increasing stitch, then a single crochet stitch, then an increasing stitch, then a single crochet stitch, then an increasing stitch, then a single crochet stitch, and then at the end of the last stitch remove the marker, and we're going to do an increasing stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to count back 18 stitches, and we're going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Put your hook into the 18th stitch, yarn over and pull through everything on the hook. And then put your safety pin, front and back loops of that last stitch. And then we're going to move on to round 4. Okay, so for round 4, we're going to chain 1, do a single crochet stitch, increasing stitch, single crochet stitch 6 times to end up with 24 stitches. So let's do that. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet stitch, an increasing stitch, a single crochet stitch. Okay, so then we got to repeat this 5 more times. So we're going to do a single crochet stitch, an increasing stitch, a single crochet stitch. Then we're going to repeat this 4 more times, a single crochet stitch, an increasing stitch, a single crochet stitch, and then we just have to do this 3 more times. Single, increase, single, 2 more, single, increase, single. I'm going to do this 1 more time, single, increase, and we're going to remove the marker, and then we're going to, oh, I dropped my safety pin. Then we're going to do a single, okay. So now I'm going to count back 24 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Stick your hook into the 24th stitch. We're going to yarn over and pull through everything. And then we're going to take our safety pin and put it through front and back loops of that last stitch. Close it up. And then we're going to do round 5. So for round 5, we have to chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches and an increasing stitch 6 times to get 30 stitches. You know what's crazy? If we go back to our last video of doing the star, we did end up with 30 stitches, but they had us do it a completely different way. But anyway. Okay, so we're going to chain 1 to get the height. Then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do an increasing stitch. And then we're just going to repeat this 5 more times. So 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do an increasing stitch, 1, 2. We just have to do this 4 more times, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do an increasing stitch, 1, 2. Then we just have to do this. I don't even know what count we're in. And then we have to do this 3 more times. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, increasing stitch, 3 stitches, single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, increasing stitch, 1, 2. We have to do 3 more single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Remove the marker, and we're going to do an increasing stitch. Okay, so then we're going to count back 30 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Stick your hook in the 30th stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. I'm going to take our marker and mark the last stitch, front and back loops. Okay, and then we're going to do round 6. So for round 6 we have to, oh, this is round 6 through 9. So for the next 4 rows we're gonna chain 1 and do 30 single crochet stitches. So this is pretty straightforward. The only difficult part here is having to make sure you count the right amount of rounds. So when you're doing 6 through 9, just make sure you are not being interrupted, or if you can, get yourself 4 of these so you can mark off each row and you can leave it on there. I'm just going to make sure that I don't lose my place because I only have 1 safety pin. Okay, again, if you want to slow down, speed up, pause the video, go ahead and do that. There's a gear at the corner of the screen where you can choose your playback speed. Chain 1 and 30 single crochet stitches. Mine, you guys, like, this is the size of my hand and this is how big it is. If you're using what's in the kit, it's going to be much smaller than this because I have my own yarn and it's a lot thicker. Plus I'm doing extra loose stitches, so in your case you might not be doing that because their yarn is much skinnier, and there might not be enough yarn left for you guys, unfortunately, because we did find that out in other kits. So you kind of have to do tight stitches, which is not beginner friendly. But anyway, so let's do 30 single crochet stitches. And then also, I apologize for the background noise. We've got the TV going on in the other room, and it's just a small apartment, so I can only imagine what kind of workspace I have here. But also, I don't have any sound canceling anything, so you'll probably hear a lot more than you want to. But again, you can always lower the volume and just turn on the closed caption button on. But we are going to complete this 6th round here. And as you see, when we do this, the circle is going to start curling into itself. And at some point we're just going to invert this to make sure that the prettier side shows out. And hopefully we can get this done in one video, but I feel like this might take more than one. Depending on how long this video runs, because I can't do anything longer than 2 hours. So I'm hoping that this doesn't take 2 hours, but we're already at 30 minutes. So you never know. Okay, last one. I'm going to count back 30 single crochet stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Stick your hook into the 30th stitch, yarn over, slip through everything, and we're going to mark off that last stitch with the safety pin. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to invert this, because it is curling in. So you see how it's kind of like creating a little basket? You just want to flip that inside out, because you've got the nice row separation on the outside here. And of course you also have that excess piece that you don't want to show on the outside, so we're just going to keep that in here. And we're going to continue on to the 7th round. So chain 1, and we're going to do 30 single crochet stitches. And you don't have to count 30. I mean, it's a nice thing to practice if you're starting out, but once we hit that safety pin, before we do the slip stitch, I always count the stitches before I close the round. And this just makes sure on my end that we've got the right number of stitches. And by the looks of this, because again, like I said, I'm actually using my own yarn, so this is way larger. As you've seen, the avocado and the star, they're both much larger than what the box said it would be. And that's because I'm using my own yarn. They do have other yarns you can purchase in craft stores that are thinner than this one, but I generally get this kind of, I don't even know if there's like a gauge or a thread count on the label. So I just grab my normal, this one is Mainstays. I normally get Red Heart. And I think there's one more that I get, but I don't remember what brand that is, but those are all pretty much the same in thickness. So I do expect the project to look the same way, even though they're 3 different brands. But there's so many more other brands out there, you guys, that you can get in different colors and textures, and they all have different thicknesses. So if you'd like to go to the Dollar Tree, they do sell tiny spools. I'm assuming for like $1.25 or whatever it is. You can end up getting those. They might actually have the same colors also if you run out of the yarn that's in your kit. The only thing is that not all stores sell the yarn, and then, you know, when you find it there, they're not all going to be in the colors that you need. So that's the only thing about that. I think you can go on their website and purchase the yarn. The only thing with that is you have to purchase in bulk. So I think you end up buying like 20 or whatever, which is, you know, insanity if you don't need that much. But anyway, and they're small spools. They're like, they can fit in the palm of your hand. All right, so let's count back 30 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Put your hook into the 30th stitch, yarn over, and then pull through everything. And then we're going to put in our safety pin. Okay, oh, make sure you get it nice and clean and put it through everything, just because it's good practice. And that's when you're putting in your hook as well. You'll make sure that you clear all the threads off the yarn so you're not making punctures into the threads of yarn. All right, so we're gonna do round 8. Again, 30 single crochet stitches, chain 1, and we're gonna do our single crochet stitches. This is a lot, and I'm trying to like actually put in some filler of talking here because the TV is on in the other room, and I don't want to have like a copyright in case it can pick up the TV show. It's so crazy, the copyright stuff, and I get it. But you know, usually it's unintentional. And I know some people that just have like difficulties posting their videos because of the content on there. But so hold on a second. Need to get more yarn, so let's do that. I'll probably, if I remember, I'll talk about this towards the end of the video, but again, just trying to cut up the dead air so you don't hear the TV in the background. But after, I don't know how many keychain characters there are, so if anybody knows, leave a comment below. So far I've done avocado, star, and whale, and what I'm finding with all of their kits, there's between 4 to 6 of them. So I have a feeling there might be at least one more out there that I don't know of, although I could be wrong. After this series here, I did say I was gonna just do a mini video on how to do a magic ring. I haven't been able to get to that yet. But after this, I do have another viewer request though to do a bib and baby booties. So I'm going to pick a set that I did not for myself, but in my own free time. And I'll show that book and everything. I ended up getting that book on Amazon, so I think I'll just have to find the link for it. But yeah, so let me just remove this marker. Okay. And we'll do a last single crochet stitch. Then I'm going to count back 30 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh, I blinked and lost my spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, and then we just have to do this one more time. Draw through everything on the hook. And we're going to put in our marker. So concentration is definitely a must when you do multiple rows of the same stitch with the same color. Okay, one last time, chain one, and we're gonna do single crochet stitches all the way around. And looking at this again, you guys, like I'm doing loose stitching and I have a thicker yarn, and just look how big this whale is. I think one year on my Christmas tree I'm gonna end up having like crochet ornaments as the theme, because I pretty much have two. I'm making two of everything, one from right hand, one from left hand, and they're much larger than a keychain, and I have the loops for the keychain, so that would end up, you know, easily turning them into ornaments. So I guess that's an idea if you keep your instructions around to do multiples. So you can always make your keychain, and once that's done, get, you know, a spool of yarn. That could be like a hobby too. Come the Christmas year, if there's a character that you think is the cutest, like this whale, you can get a large spool of pink and just start making whales for your tree. You can make it in different colors. It doesn't even have to be pink. You know, I'd probably make it gray and white for me. Let me just get some more yarn here. But yeah, there's so many options that you can do with these kits if you save it. When I did the lefty characters for the animal kits, as you see in my previous videos, I did use different color yarn, so I was actually able to make probably a color that I would rather use than what the kit came with, actually. But I tried to stick with the same colors they had in the kit, just so, like, you know, have similarities between the viewers that are making this kit along with the video. Okay, so count back 30 and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, and we're going to mark this off, and we've been doing this particular instruction for a while now, so my phone blacked out. So let me just wake that up. Okay, so we did round 6 through 9, and we're moving on to round 10. Let's just jump ahead because that's what I like to do. Okay, just checking. Round 10. 5 chain. This is where it gets difficult. This one round has like so many words in it. It's insane. 5 chain, insert crochet hook into the second chain. 4 single crochet stitches 2 times. Okay. Let's take it piecemeal at a time, because it looks like a paragraph to me and it's a little overwhelming. So let's listen to what it says. Chain 5. So we're going to yarn over and chain 5. Okay. We've got our 5 on here. Then we're going to insert the hook into the second chain. So from the hook, we count 1, 2 for the second chain. Now, if you see the side here, you can see nice braiding. Very nice, right? I'm just going to turn it to the back, right? So this is 1, 2 from the back, and you see how these humps? That's where I'm going to stick my hook. So braid side, hump side, count 2 from the hook. I'm going to slip the hook into that hump like that. Rewind it, slow it down if you need to see that again. Okay, so insert hook into the second chain. I'm going to do 4 single crochet stitches 2 times. Okay, so yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we just gotta do this 3 more times so that you see there's 3 humps left. 1, 2, 3. Okay, stick your hook into the next hump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into the next hump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into the third hump, the next hump, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, and we have to do that 2 times. So now I'm going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have your nice braided side here. Now we're going to count 2 from the hook. And I'm just going to flip it onto the hump side. You see these humps? So 2 from the hook. I'm going to stick my hook into the second hump. Like that. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then I just have to do this 3 more times into the hump. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into the hump. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into that last hump there. Up just the hump. Yikes. Let's do this one more time. Okay. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have our tail. Okay. Start from first stitch on round 9, 6 single crochet stitches. Okay, so now we're back to like normal, right? So in our next stitch we're gonna do 6 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got our tail attached. That's cute. I don't like how there's like a gap here though. Anyway. Alright, 6 single crochet stitches, and then we're going to do, I think SS is a slip stitch. So let's just check our abbreviations. No, it's not a slip stitch. What's SS? Are you kidding me? You see that, right? You don't see an SS anywhere on here. These freaking people. Unless that was a 5. Nope, that's an SS. Ay, ay, ay. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. This is what this is telling me. I don't know. Next steps are SS 2 chain DH by front loop only. So it's whatever this SS is, which you would think would be slip stitch, but it clearly says something different here. Why can't you just add something else so we know what that means? So SS 2 chains and a double crochet stitch by front loop only. Okay, so we can try to figure this out by This illustration is where we left off with the tail and the 6 single crochet stitches. So it looks like they've got the hook into a stitch. And these are so, like, not even showing what they're talking about. Gosh. So now we can do process of elimination. Let's see. Because it says also here. Double crochet stitch 2 chains SS. Keep doing single from 23rd stitch. Wow, my friends. I'm gonna have to pause this and figure my life out for you guys so you don't see me sitting here trying to figure out what they're trying to tell me to do. Alright. I say, let me figure out what they're trying to say and I'll come back. Right, so wait, slip stitch? This looks like chain 2. This looks like it's trying to do a double crochet stitch. Okay, then we're doing another double crochet stitch. This is chain 2. I think SS is supposed to be a slip stitch. So let's try that. These crazy people. Swear, Crafter Square, you never fail to disappoint. Okay. Let's do the slip stitch. So, into the next stitch, we're going to do a slip. So, stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through everything. Then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. Then we're going to do a double crochet. So double crochet I'm going to show you how to do. Yarn over into the next stitch, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have our double crochet stitch. Oh, by front loop only. Son of a... Okay, let's undo this. Okay. And do it to after our last 6 single crochet stitch. Okay, now front loops. So in this braiding that you see here, front loop is this bottom one, back loop is this top one. So when they say front one, you want to stick your hook into just that front loop that you see there, right? And this is a slip stitch, so yarn over and pull through everything. Okay. Now we can chain 2. And then you get to see me do a double crochet stitch again. So yarn over. Now we're using front loops only. Into the next stitch, like that. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay. So we'll do this again. Yarn over. And then front loops again. So into the next stitch, front loop. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So another double crochet stitch. We're going to chain 2. And then we're going to do a slip stitch, front loops only. So into the next stitch, put your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through everything. Okay, and this is supposed to be the fin. And then keep doing single crochet stitch. Now, that sounds fun. All right, single crochet stitch, easy peasy. But then it says from the From 23rd stitches, we're doing the same thing, but the other fin. So I guess it takes 23. So let's do 23 stitches and find out where our life is after that. So now we're going to go back to front and back loops. So here you would want to count 23. So just don't lose count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, that doesn't sound right. So, or does it mean from 23rd stitches? Do we have to count 23 stitches from the first one? But I've got a better idea. So we don't know if it's saying 23 stitches from the fin or 23 stitches from the first one. But what we do know is that there's 6 single crochet stitches at the end, right? So this hook makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this stitch here is the 6th stitch that at the last leg of this round. We know that we have a slip stitch. Wow, we're way past it. I'm going to undo some stitches. Okay, let me count again because I lost my spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the slip stitch. We have the 2 chains. We have the double crochet. Then in this parenthesis we have, we're going to remove this one here. We have this one here. We have the double crochet, right? Then we have the slip stitch. It's this one here. Okay, so then I think that would be where we would stop single crocheting. Let me double check again. So let's count back the last bank of stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch, 2 chains, double crochet stitch, double crochet stitch, slip stitch. Okay, so this is where we need to start the new bank of stitches. And out of curiosity, let's count to see if this is the 23rd stitch, because I'm curious. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Slip stitch, double crochet. Oh, I guess I don't know if those count. Let's see. I lost count anyway. Oh my gosh, I think I'm just complicating things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, no clue. Unless they count the 2 chains as 1. Because then 22, 23. So, I guess that makes sense. Wow. Didn't they just make that a ton difficult? Why couldn't they just say after the slip stitch, right? You do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why couldn't you say do 9 single crochet stitches after you finish this fin? Anyway. Okay, slip stitch. I'm going to do the other fin. Slip stitch, chain 2. Then we're going to do a double crochet stitch. I'll show that again. into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we have to do another, oh, front loops. Front loops. All right. Yes, it's in here because you have to know that it's a struggle with me as well. So we're going to undo the slip stitch right after those 9 single crochet stitches. Front loops only, because I forgot about front loops only. Again, here's the braid. This is back loop, front loop. We're going to put the hook up through the front loop, and we're going to do a slip stitch. So that's pulling up a loop through everything. Then we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to do a double crochet stitch, front loop only. Okay. Then we're going to do another double crochet, front loop only. Then we're going to chain 2. And then we're going to do a slip stitch, front loop only. Okay. And then we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I'm going to remove this marker. And we're going to do our last single crochet stitch. Okay, so now we're going to do a slip stitch, and I want to show you how to do that. Well, let me just look ahead to make sure that there's nothing funny going on here. Okay, so I'm going to count back what's supposed to be 30 stitches, but not really, because I know where the first stitch is. So we can just count back the 6. This is the slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be where we put in our hook. So put in your hook at that 6, the first of 6 stitches that we did in the beginning. And we're going to yarn over and draw through everything. Okay, and then I'm going to mark. Oh, we're switching to white. Alright, let's undo this. You guys are going to kill me. Alright, undo that. Before we do a slip stitch, I need to show you guys how to change to white. This is definitely, we're learning this together, you guys. This is how I always do it, and I like to do it this way because everybody probably hits the same issue around the same round, and it's good to know that I even get confused with it. Alright, so grab your white yarn. In my case, I have my gray yarn. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to like kind of cast onto your hook. You want to grab your end piece here with your ring, pinky, and thumb, and then about an inch away, your index and your ring finger. What you want to do is put your hook perpendicular to the yarn. You're going to go down, out, and around to make this kind of loop. I'm going to hold it there with my finger, remove my fingers on my left hand. We're going to start grabbing some yarn here. I'm going to grab the end of this gray yarn here, in your case white. I'm going to pull the hook towards where I pinched it, Now you see this loop, I want to secure that loop, this crossover. So just remove your pinch and pinch it where it's crossing. So now your hook, whoops, I almost let it go, can't go anywhere. So what we're going to do is yarn over. You want to pull that through the loop. And now we're going to tighten this knot here. So you want to grab the end piece with your thumb and your middle finger, and you want to push this knot towards your thumb, and that's going to end up like kind of tightening it a little bit. Okay. So keep pushing it down. The knot's going to get smaller. This is going to get bigger, so it might be a little too much to handle. So you can always pull this bit to make that loop smaller, and then you can go back to pushing down on that knot, and you want to push it as far as it will go. It'll stop because it'll be tight, but just to make sure that it's tight enough, grab that little end and pull on it a little bit till the knot is really snug. Then I'm going to pull up the knot towards the hook so I get a little smaller loop around there. Okay, so now what we're going to do, slip this off of your hook, and we're going to go back onto the whale, slip your hook back into the loop, tighten it up a little bit. So we're going to leave this out. This is going to be out for the rest of the project. What you want to do is, again, we're going to count the slip, count the 3 stitches. We're going to put our needle into that 6th stitch, like so. We're going to slip the gray around your hook, grab some yarn with your other finger, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So we're basically just trading off pink to gray. Okay, and you want to pull this through everything like we do with our slip stitches, and then like we do with every round. I'm just going to try pulling this knot. See how the knot got in between these 2 pink ones? I want to try to get that knot back onto the back side of the whale. You can probably try fishing it through by using your hook, making that space so you can pull it back like I did right there. You want to keep your knot behind your project so you can hide it. Okay, so now that we did that, like we do with every round before we start the next one, we're going to chain 1, as it says in round 11, chain 1, but with the gray this time. Let's secure, you know what? Let's secure this pink first. We're not going to need this pink again. So what I'm going to do is cut it off. You can cut it like 1 inch away or however. Okay. Once we do that, I'm going to tie it around the gray just to secure it. So just double knot it, nothing fancy. And keep it on the back side. And it doesn't have to be tight, but it does have to be snug. And this way you won't lose your stitching. So just like that, right? Now I can go back and start my 11th round. Let me just grab some yarn here. Okay. Okay, so let's chain 1, and then I'm gonna do, it says 30 single crochet stitches, and then when we get around the fin area, we're gonna do back loop only. That makes sense. So watch how I do it. Oh, let me mark the last stitch though. I know it's a little all over the place, and I can't manage to. I'm not a righty, believe it or not. So trying to function with my right is a lot harder than my left. Okay. Can at most crochet righty. Alright, so let's do 30 single crochet stitches. And then once we get to the fin, I'll show you what the back loop stitches are gonna look like. Okay. So when you flip this back, you'll see that we have some loops here that are not being used. Okay. Alright, actually this one is used. So this is where the slip stitch, double crochet, slip stitch. So let me just do one more single crochet stitch here, and then I'm going to show you how you put the hook into the back loop. Right, so right here is the back loop, like that. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then back into the next back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. I guess you can hold down this fin, you'll see it better. This is what it looks like when you fold back that fin. Put the hook into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, one more time, into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we've got our fin, and that's pretty cool. I actually haven't seen that before. And then we go back to single crochet stitches, like this. And I got that inside. See, I went in between threading, and you want to make sure you get it all nice and clean. Okay, single crochet stitches. I'm gonna grab some more yarn. Okay, let's flip this back and just make sure where those things are. Okay, we're on our other fin. Flip this back. Working back loops again only. So stick your hook into that back loop. Back loop. Back loop. And one more back loop. And then we're going to go back to single crochet stitches. Okay, last stitch. Remove the marker. Oh, I just broke that. Oh, broke it. That's not gonna work anymore. I'm gonna have to use my pink yarn to mark off my rounds. Oh Lord. Okay. So now I'm going to count back 30 single crochet stitches and then do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, we're going to stick it into the 30th stitch. And I don't have a marker now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my pink yarn and I'm going to cut a piece of that. And this is what you do when you can't afford the safety pins. Oh, and there's nothing wrong with that. Fish this into the eye hole. Okay, like that. Then we're going to put this into the last stitch and like that. And then this is going to be the marker now. It's a different color. It's going through the gray stitching so you can still tell where that last stitch is. And in fact, this is what I was doing for the animal characters since they did not give me a flimsy safety pin. Okay, so for next we're gonna do round 12 and I'm gonna gather up some yarn. Okay, let me get some yarn. So for round 12 we have to chain 1, 3 single crochet stitches, a decreasing stitch 6 times to make 24 stitches. So I'll show you guys how to do a decreasing stitch. So chain 1, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we're going to do a decreasing stitch. So a decreasing stitch is basically making 2 stitches into 1. So for example here we have 2 stitches right here. I'm going to turn that into 1. So stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay, then we're going to go into the next stitch, put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. So now we have 3 stitches on your, or 3 loops on your hook. And we just used 2 stitches down here. Going to yarn over and draw through all 3 loops. So we made 1 stitch off of 2 down here. So that's what a decreasing stitch is. So you just have to do this 5 more times. 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. Then we have to do a decreasing stitch into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we have to do a decreasing stitch into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and then we're just gonna have to repeat this 3 more times, and I just hit my camera twice. Okay, 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, decreasing stitch, 3 stitches, single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3, decreasing stitch, 1, 2. Okay, and then one last time, 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, 3. So the last 2 stitches are going to be a decreasing stitch. So I'm going to remove my placeholder, my makeshift placeholder, because I broke my safety pin. Oh, how terrible. Okay, decreasing stitch. Like that. All right. Now we're going to count back 24 stitches and do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Stick your hook into the 24th stitch, yarn over and pull through everything, and then we're going to mark off. Ooh, I got to do this manually now. So if you're doing it manually, you'll need 2 hands free. Before I was able to just slip the safety pin on with 1 hand. But again, you have to put this through the eye hole. Okay, then we're just going to needle this through the last stitch. So now we can do round 13. Okay, so for round 13 we have to chain 1, do a single crochet stitch, decrease stitch 6 times, and end up with 18 stitches. So chain 1, then we're going to do a single crochet stitch, then we're going to do a decreasing stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet stitch, and we just have to repeat this 5 more times. Single crochet stitch, decreasing stitch, single, where am I? Single crochet stitch. Gotta repeat this 4 more times. Single crochet stitch, decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch. Then we have to do this 3 more times. Single, decrease, single, 2 more times, single, decrease, single, and we just have to repeat this 1 more time. Just grab some more yarn here. Single, decrease, let's get this out of the way, decrease, and then we're going to remove the marker and do a single. Okay, so I'm going to count back 18 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Stick your hook into the 18th stitch. And do a slip. I'm going to come back in with my marker. And this is turning out to be a large whale. So, but again, I'm using different yarns, so it's going to be bigger. Okay. So now I can do round, what round am I on? Round 14. So we have to chain 1, single crochet stitch, decreasing stitch 6 times to make 12 stitches. So let me just gather some yarn here. So yarn over, chain 1, then we're going to do a single crochet stitch, a decreasing stitch, oh gosh, okay, single crochet stitch, decreasing stitch, single crochet stitch, decreasing stitch, and we're just going to keep alternating those 2 stitches all the way around. And it is now getting a little more difficult to hold this because the hole is getting smaller. But at some point, I think after this one actually, I'm going to want to stuff the whale so that when this hole gets smaller, I don't have to fight to get the stuffing in there. Okay, last one, we're going to remove the marker, decreasing stitch. Okay, then I'm going to count back 12 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stick your hook into the 12th stitch. Okay, yarn over. Pull through everything. I'm going to mark this with my marker, or in your case, if you still have one, a safety pin. I can't believe I broke it. Don't know my own strength. And then from this point, I would suggest stuffing your whale because the hole is only going to get smaller and it's just going to get harder to get any stuffing in there. But let's take a quick glance ahead to the next steps, and then I'm just going to go stuff my whale. So we're going to chain the loop, I guess, for the keychain, and then it does tell you, oh, and then stitch the top of the whale back. Huh? That's annoying. It has you doing the loop separate. That is annoying. Okay. Fill the stuffing, and then it's just gonna have you like sew it closed or something. But look, it looks like you actually did stitches. Haha. That's crazy. It doesn't tell you how it got there. That's so annoying. Alright, well, I need to take a quick pause, but then I'm going to show you how I think it should be done. So, be right back. Okay, so we're gonna do the chain 10 with the pink. So let's just remove this for now. Pull out a huge loop so you don't lose your gray. We're gonna set this project aside for now. And then I'm gonna come back in with my pink. Okay, so like we did before, you're gonna take your ring, thumb, and pinky and hold the end down here. Meanwhile, your index and middle finger are gonna hold the yarn up here. Take your hook and lie it perpendicular to the yarn. We're gonna go down, out, and around to make a loop. Hold that there with your finger. Let go of the yarn. I'm going to gather up some yarn here. Pinch the end. We're going to slide this loop down towards the end, and where it crosses over, we're going to pinch it right there, just like that. And then we're going to yarn over and pull a loop through there. Now, like we did before, pinch the end. We're going to push this knot down towards your thumb and keep pushing it down. If it gets too long, this loop, you can pull the excess like this and then keep pushing that knot down until you can't push it down anymore. And then just to make sure that this knot is snug, you can pinch the end and pull that a little taut. And then we're going to slide the knot up to the hook, and then we're going to do our chain 10. It's just insanity how all it says is chain loop, 10 chains, then stitch on the top of the wheel back. Like, you're not telling me anything here. You're not. So let me see how we can do this. And it's so crazy. It has it going up through the whale, but we just tighten that top there. So how are you supposed to get in there? You know? It's just insanity. What I can think about doing... Oh my gosh, I really don't like these instructions. They are awful, to say the least. So it has you, let's just do what they did. I'm trying to find a better way, but I might solve it for the lefty video. So let's just do what they tell you. So we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have our 10, and it's basically having you loop it, and then you're just going to kind of fish it into this hole. So let's do this. We're going to stick this hook right where the top of that hole is. Okay. Then I'm going to grab the end actually and first fish that through. And how you do that is just stick your hook into any of the loops of the first chain that we made. Right? Hook it and then just try to pull it through that tiny hole. You might have to invert your wheel a little bit. See how that magic ring was meant to be closed for a reason. So we just pulled that chain loop in there. How does that stay in there? Alright, so now that we have this in there, I'm going to stick the hook back into that hole here. See it right there in the middle? Then I'm going to fish this loop in here. Okay, let's do one by one. Let's try to figure this out. It's just so crazy how they don't really tell you how to do this, and the illustrations are not that great. Okay, so I'm going to pull the loop through the hole as well. I'm thinking that this huge knot maybe is going to keep it from coming out, which is just not secure in my book. So what I'm going to do just to secure it, okay, so I pulled that loop through. That's this right here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first chain that we made and I'm going to slip that onto the hook like this, right? And then just to secure this, see this piece here? I'm going to just cut a bit off like that. Now I'm just going to come back up on the side of the ring with this hook. Okay, so I know it's getting a little crowded in here, but what you want to do, because you can kind of see what I'm doing, this is the inside of the whale. I'm just going to put it into a spot on the outside of that ring. So when I flip it, see how it's coming out on the side here? I'm just going to grab this excess and pull it through this area. See? The center is where we pulled in this loop. This is the excess yarn. I'm pulling it on the side. Pull that all the way through. While you're here, we're going to actually pull this loop that we pulled from the outside, and I'm going to slip it under. I'm going to slip it through the loops on my hook. So through that first chain and through the top of the 10th of that chain, like that. And I'm going to pull it all the way out like that. And so now we have both ends of this loop. So when you pull this, it's going to be stopped by this piece here. So what I want to do is I want to create a knot. And just because everything's so tiny, I can fit my hook and tie a knot this way. So, I mean, I'm not great at tying knots in places. You're just going to have to figure all that out. But however you can tie a knot so that that loop is not loose at all. Just gonna make this go around that leg twice, and I'm just gonna pull. And you just want to pull it tight so that if you did have something hanging, this loop is not going to come out. You can use, heck, you can use this excess piece from the magic ring. I'm just going to do that actually. I'm going to use that piece from the magic ring and I'm going to tie it around the loop excess piece twice. So this sucker is not going to go anywhere, because if you do have this as a keychain, you know, the whole weight of pulling it out of a purse or a pocket or whatever is going to pull on that loop, and it can easily break if you don't secure that very well. So okay, now let's see. So now I'm going to put my hook back in here. I'm not going to stuff it yet because I want to actually do the eyes. I want to put this back in here so that I don't lose my stitch, and then my marker is getting loose, and just all havoc is happening right now. Should have had you like make this into a blue, that way it can look like the blowhole is blowing water. I might actually do that for lefties. Anyway, and here's the cute tail. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the eyes in. Okay, so this can kind of hold its shape a little bit on its own, and we're gonna sew on 2 eyes. I'm doing it now because we can easily tie knots while this isn't stuffed. So take your embroidery floss. I have my black yarn here. I'm gonna thread it through the eye hole. And I'm just gonna do 1 knot so that it'll eventually just come loose and it'll be easier to take out when you're done with it. Okay. So I'm just gonna need to have to sew eyes on there. When we look at this, it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it looks like it's going to be kind of wide apart. So it would be nice to have that maybe, let's do here. Okay, I'm going to start this way. I could have done it underside, but I can actually kind of manipulate it to hide the knot. And I'll show you how I'll do that. So here I can just tie my knot twice, just snug, not too tight. Okay, so it's kind of like loose. When we put this needle in again, it'll end up kind of tucking itself in. So, and then I can use the hook to hide the excess. So I'm going to hide the knot by pulling this a little hard to where the knot goes inside, right like that. Then I'm going to take this hook. I guess we're going to have to let this loose again. Okay. Then I'm going to come up, try to go up where that hole is with your hook, grab the black excess piece and pull that in, and there you go. Okay, so now I'm just going to wrap this around this stitch for a few times till I like the shape of the eye. Okay, now I gotta see where the next eye is gonna be. So it could be like right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap this around one more time. Instead of coming up here, I'm gonna come up on this side. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to get your needle to come out of the hole that you want, like right about there. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing on this side for the eye. I think I went around 3-4 times. Oh, let me messed up. Whatever. Okay, I think this would be the last passing through, and rather than do this again in one side out the other, I'm just going to go inside and out through the bottom. Like this, because now I'm going to go kind of flip this inside out a bit. I'm going to look for this piece here, and it might be just enough to, oh well, it'll be enough to tie. So now you can tie this excess piece around this, and that's why I wanted to do the eyes before I stuff, so that I have this capability of getting into the whale and being able to tie knots, rather than do what I've always been doing with the animal characters, which is you know, doing it after the fact, and then trying to tie a knot from the outside and hiding it. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm just gonna cut this off, and now we can stuff our whale. But before I do that, I want to find my hook again, put it back in. Funny. And then I'm just going to tighten this up. Okay. And now you have your stuffing, I have my own stuffing. I'm going to stuff this whale. I honestly don't even know if I have enough, because I've been making these guys for a while now. I think this is probably the last bit of my fill. I do have extra fill that came in another kit, but I don't want to use that. So I'm just going to use what's left of this. If it's really bad, I'll have to add more from my stash. But yeah, I think I need to add more. It's kind of a shame. So this is big. This is a big whale. Let me go get some more fiber fill, and I'll finish filling this up, and then we're gonna close this off, even though it doesn't even tell you that. But it's quite clear that after you fill the stuffing, you know, it has you doing more, and I can kind of make something up to where we can close it off. But I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually have fiber fill from another different kit actually, but I need some, so I'm gonna steal some from here. Crafter Square does sell something similar to this. It's a little bigger, and all it is fiber fill. So if you are making multiples, I would go try to find it. Again, Dollar Tree stores are not the same, so it might be hard to find it in your local store. But like I did, I would drive around trying to find these keychains, but I did end up finding stuffing. So alright, so where we left off, we have 12. I'm just gonna do a decrease for every stitch. And we are nearing 2 hours. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna do this quick. So to close this off, it doesn't tell you, but it kind of shows you. So we're just gonna do it this way. A decreasing stitch for every stitch. So you're gonna chain one, and then we're gonna decrease every stitch. I'll try not to get the fiber fill. But we're going to do this all the way around, and then we're pretty much decreasing by half. So we're going to have 6 stitches left, and from there we can just sew the excess through every stitch and tighten it, and I'll show you what that means later. But yeah, so every stitch, do a decreasing stitch. I just find it crazy how they don't tell you how to do that. So last 2 stitches, remove the marker off the last stitch, like that. I'm going to do our last decreasing stitch. Then I'm going to count 6 stitches and do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do a slip stitch. Like that. So now this is like the tiniest hole. I'm going to get like about this much, I guess. And I'm going to cut it off. And this is probably more than you need, but I'm going to fasten this off right here, pull all the way out, tighten it up. Then I'm going to come in with my needle, okay, single knot, and like I said, I'm going to go through every stitch here. I guess you can, however you want to do it, really. Just go all the way around. Right, and just tighten it up, tight, 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 till that hole is now closed. And then how I do it, which is, I don't know if it's even the right way to do it, I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna go around this loop twice. So 1, 2, and then I'm just gonna pull it. That's how I do a knot. It's probably the worst way. Again, I'm not a sewer. Okay, then we can you know, just move this here, and what I'm gonna do is stick my hook just under the surface of the whale, and I want to get to a spot near that excess piece, like right here. I'm gonna yarn over and pull through that and try to get that excess piece to disappear. Okay, if it's still too long, there's some left, just go back up with your hook, yarn over again, and pull the rest of it down. Now, so you're not pulling fiber fill out from this end or wherever you stuck it, just push through to any spot and push the hook out. So here is our, oh, my whale looks angry. Here's our finished whale, you guys. And then you put the keychain on the top loop here. Again, I think next time when I do lefty, I'm gonna make this a blue color to make it look like water. But that is it, you guys. Here is our cute little whale. Mine's bigger than yours because I have a bigger hook and thicker yarn. But this is it. This should be white for you guys. Here's the underside, here's the tail, the fins we did, the eyes, the loop for the keychain, but that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Join me again for the lefties video for all you lefties out there. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.